How's it going, everybody? It's me again, and I'm back, and um, I'm actually very happy to be back to make this video because this is one of my pastimes, talking about this particular line of figures, and they finally returned. Of course, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm talking about the WCF World Collectible Figures series. Um, and of course, right before anybody makes any comments, I am aware of the Dragon Ball Daima line of figures that they made last year and earlier this year for Dragon Ball Daima with World Collectible Figures. Unfortunately, I decided to skip that purchase because it is priced absurdly. However, to my surprise, they're returning in full form, and that includes also the prices. And it looks like they're literally going with a reboot here, and we're going to get into it very quickly. So this is, just so anybody knows, this is the World Collectible Figures, the Boyhood arc, or the Boyhood version, Volume 1. So they will be coming out with a couple of different lines for the original Dragon Ball. And I have a couple of different theories as to why they're doing this. I do think they're doing this to kind of reboot WCF, because WCF was gone for what essentially appeared to be about 4 years, and I was very disappointed with that. I reviewed, I think it was like one of the last lines that they had might have been with GT a couple of years back. Whatever set it was, I had it and I reviewed it, and I was so sad that that was like the last for a while, like it was a hiatus. So, you know, we never got anything for Superhero, which hopefully we will eventually. That's how long of a gap in time it had been since WCF released anything new. Of course, we got Broly and whatnot, but we never got anything for Superhero. So hopefully they right that wrong later. But let's go ahead and talk about this. This just released, as of the time of this recording, this released last month, I believe, in April. This is, it's May right now. I waited a while for shipping from Japan for this one. And as soon as they announced this, I wanted this one. Unlike majority of the fan base, my favorite series amongst all the 5 now different Dragon Ball franchises is still the original. I have a fondness for it, mainly because of these guys, the manga. I wasn't one of those guys that, you know, consumed the series the first time through the show. Of course, I've seen it, but my first time properly consuming the show was through the manga. So I have like a huge affinity for, especially the original early portions of Dragon Ball. So I was so thrilled that they announced this. So let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, like every typical WCF set, with the exception to a few, it usually comes with 5. Got this one for a little bit under $100. Of course, this is the Boyhood arc. And this is, of course, Son Goku in his first or second appearance. I think if we take a look here, I'm pretty sure it's the second panel he ever shows up, and I'll pull it up here. Yep. Take a look here, guys. Second panel ever of Goku. And we have a 1-to-1 here. Let me flip it a little bit so you can get it. And it's ironic because Ichiban Kuji just released their version of this Goku. For some reason, they don't like to make figures of early Goku with the blue gi. I actually love the blue gi Goku. I think because I have such an affinity and bias towards the first arc of Dragon Ball. I just love the first arc of Dragon Ball. A lot of people think it's boring or it's different compared to the rest of the franchise, which it is. But you got to understand, when this show first started, it wasn't turning... His intention, Toriyama's intention, was not for it to be what it ultimately became. It was more of an episodic retelling, or his version of Journey to the West. And I love this Goku right here. This one might be the highlight in the series so far, but you know, analyze the rest. One thing that they've improved upon was the box art. They've gotten so much better with the box art. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot more colorful. It's not cluttered. That's the back, of course, and it shows the lineup, and it just looks beautiful. I mean, of course, you can tell the background is supposed to be emulating Mount Paozu, you know, the first primary location that Goku met Bulma, and vice versa. And then just what we see, the first landscape of Dragon Ball, if you will, was Mount Paozu and those mountains, you know, very Chinese aesthetic. And let's also get into Bulma, which, no surprise here, this is actually my favorite version or variation of Bulma, with this very first outfit here. And of course, this is also based off of the very first panel we see her in. when she's looking for the Dragon Balls and ultimately bumps into Goku, you know, literally bumping into him. Very unforgettable, iconic scene. Very happy that they're finally getting around to this. Now, of course, for any aficionados, there are different versions of the Blue Gi Goku and the first appearance of Bulma in the WCF series. The 30th anniversary has a variation of her. I'm sure the original DWC had some, but I think another reason why they're rebooting is because DWC is out of print and also very, very expensive. So, yeah, like if you're looking for, you know, the Boyhood arc or this arc in particular of Dragon Ball, this might be the most affordable option for you at the time. And then we have the great Muten Roshi, Master Roshi. Here is the box, if it would focus. And like I said, I really, really enjoy how much they've cleaned up the box art. It's very pleasant, it's not cluttered, it's colorful enough, but it's also simple. And there are many versions of Muten Roshi, Master Roshi that I like. I think my very favorite version of him might be the Jackie Chun outfit, because I like Kung Fu movies and I like Kung Fu uniforms, and he is very reminiscent of 70s Kung Fu flick villains or masters. But this version of Master Roshi is the very first we ever got, and that means something. You know, this is iconic here. Very first time we meet him, and I do like the shirt. I do like, you know, a lot of his aesthetics, very chill. I guess you can say a small QC issue would be this stand, but WCF actually used to be worse with this. A lot of the WCFs that would come with things used to be worse with that stand. Like, it would just be really annoying to deal with, or it'd be curved or get really bent. But it is what it is. These are crane figures, you know. While we're talking about it, I mean, in Japan, you would win these in a crane machine. You wouldn't be ordering them through eBay like me. And a pleasant surprise here, and I don't think we've ever gotten a WCF of him, correct me if I'm wrong, of Umigame. I almost said Umigome, like how Son Goku says it. He always mispronounces it. Now, one thing I want to highlight here as an appreciation is that in the past, with previous WCF figures where they would be laying on the floor or sitting, like the dead baseball Yamcha WCF, they would not have a hole or a peg to attach it to. And for someone like me, that would be annoying, because if you bump into it, it's going to slide off. But if you take a look here, that's not the case. This turtle is sturdy. He is stuck. He is right where he needs to be. He's in a good spot. And I actually really am happy that they featured him. He gets no love at all from the franchise or from the fan base, but he's always been a decent, chill character. Been a nice guy for a turtle. I mean, just a everlasting character. I mean, we even see him at the very end in the later series, of course, in Z. And it's just, he's just one of those guys that is just around. There's a lot of cast of characters in Dragon Ball that are just around. And probably the most random one, but not random, is, if we look at the translation there, that is pretty much translated as pterodactyl. He never got a proper name. He only appeared in one scene, which was, of course, when Son Goku has to save Bulma from, you know, this guy. This guy is attempting to go eat her. That infamous scene where she pees on herself. Yeah, I mean, I'm pleased. I'm actually very flattered that they put him in here. I mean, this is true to WCF's nature of covering obscure characters, obscure costumes, obscure variations. And I'm happy that they did this, because there would have been no other occasion to put this very obscure character in a line of Dragon Ball figures. And I think he looks great. He looks exactly like how he looked in the manga and the show. And yeah, I mean, that's all you could really ask for. The original Dragon Ball especially has a lot of anthropomorphic characters that give the series such a huge worldly view, meaning like the scope of the Dragon Ball world is so big in the original series when you have all these different creatures that are talking anthropomorphic. Of course, before, you know, they moved into outer space. I don't want to ramble on too much, but I'm just very happy that WCF has returned. If you guys have any questions, feel free to, you know, comment. My favorite in this line has to probably go to the Goku, because I remember as a kid carrying around volume 1 of Dragon Ball all day long. Matter of fact, this is the same volume that I used to carry around to school. It's a little bit discolored. And I just have fond memories of the very first time we met Son Goku. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. You can find this on eBay for a pretty nice price right now. And just to clarify, it's the Dragon Ball WCF Boyhood arc. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.